I'm Jessica, and I'm going to talk to you today about breast cancer. Did you know that one woman is diagnosed with breast cancer every 3 minutes, and one woman will die of breast cancer every 13 minutes in the United States? I'm sure every one of you knows someone who has battled breast cancer at some point in their lives and would want to know the importance of mammograms and how they can help detect breast cancer. Although when you think of breast cancer, you think of women, it also affects men and poses just as much of a threat to their health as it does to women's. My grandmother had stage 4 inflammatory breast cancer when she found it. She had never had a mammogram in her life, she just found it by doing a normal self-exam. Unfortunately, it was too late when she found it. She went through many radiations and 12 chemotherapies, and nothing terminated her cancer. If she had gotten a mammogram earlier in her life, she could have detected the cancer in time to overcome it. Getting mammograms regularly can improve women's health by almost eliminating the scare of breast cancer. Mammograms are adapted to find smaller tumors than an average physical exam. There are also a number of false positives associated with mammograms. Mammogram images are developed within seconds, making for convenience and efficiency. The new proposition concerning mammogram guidelines that states women in their 40s should not get mammograms anymore, and that women from ages 50 to 74 should get mammograms every 2 years is completely unethical. First, I'm going to talk to you about why women need to get mammograms. Mammogram screenings are the best tool for early detection of breast cancer. Self-exams are convenient and important, but they themselves cannot detect a tiny lump like mammograms can. Self-exams do not improve breast cancer survival and are just a precautionary measure in the fight against breast cancer. Mammogram screenings reduce the number of deaths of women in breast cancer. Mammogram screenings are more effective than self-exams because they examine the breast from the inside out instead of the outside in. Also, mammograms can adjust for varying breast densities. Here are some overall facts about breast cancer. According to Susan G. Komen, about 192,370 new cases of breast cancer will be diagnosed in 2009. Breast cancer can affect many parts of your life. Not only must you cope with the emotional strain of the diagnosis and treatment, you still have to deal with the stress of your everyday life. If breast cancer is not detected early enough, it may be too late and the cancer could have spread all over your body, making it impossible to cure or eliminate. Now that we have gotten past the scarier aspects of breast cancer, we can talk about the light at the end of the tunnel, a treatment and a cure. Mammograms lead to the discovery of many types, sizes, and stages of breast cancer. The different categories of cancer lead to treatments that are suited specifically for the different stages of breast cancer. For example, if you have a huge tumor, doctors are most likely to want to remove it surgically, whereas if you have a smaller tumor, radiation might be the direction doctors would want to go. Even though certain treatments are designed for certain stages of cancer, they can be used interchangeably to ensure that the patient receives the treatment that best suits him or her. There are many treatments for breast cancer in the world today. The first of these treatments is surgery. Decisions about surgery depend on many factors, including the stage of the cancer, the personality of the cancer, for example, how fast is it growing, and personal opinion of having a surgery, because some people are older and can't handle a surgical operation. The second of these treatments is chemotherapy. Chemo is a treatment in which the patient is administered a drug that, though it affects the whole body, goes to the site or sites of the cancer and kills the cancer cells. The last major treatment is radiation. According to CBS News Health, radiation is highly effective, with a 70% cancer reduction rate. Radiation destroys the genetic makeup of cancer cells, making it impossible for the cells to continue to grow. Diagnostic mammograms, which are used to check for breast cancer after a lump has already been found, aid in the determination of the type and size of the tumor. Diagnostic mammograms evaluate changes found during a screening mammogram and also magnify suspicious areas for a more accurate diagnosis. They do, although, take longer than screening mammograms because they take the procedures completed in the first test and go much more in depth. Though there is not a current cure for breast cancer, researchers are working every day at bettering treatments and searching for that cure. Even though there's not a cure, there are also many organizations and foundations that are raising money to further the research of breast cancer. As long as funding of the state-of-the-art research continues, I believe that there will be a cure in years to come. Without the support of the survivors and the families of those that breast cancer has affected, cancer research would not be where it is today. According to CNN.com, the U.S. Task Force has proposed to adjust the guidelines for women when getting mammograms. The original guidelines were women of the age of 40 and over were to get mammograms at least once a year. The new proposed guidelines are women from the ages of 50 to 74 get mammograms every 2 years. This has proposed much controversy for many cancer support groups as well as cancer survivors because they feel that mammograms have helped greatly in detecting breast cancer. If these guidelines were to be changed, there would be an increase in breast cancer-related deaths, and when and if the cancer would be found, it would be in later stages and harder to treat or eliminate. Someday there will be a cure for breast cancer, and when that day comes, many men and women will not have to live their life in fear of cancer anymore. As you can see, it is extremely important for women to get mammograms on a regular basis in order to achieve optimal breast health. Men also need to pay attention to their breasts and report any changes to their doctor. Without mammograms, there would be many lives lost due to cancer that could have otherwise been prevented. Now that you all know the advantages of getting mammograms and how much of an impact they have on your health, I hope that you are motivated to get one at least once a year if you are over the age of 40. Thank you for your time, and that concludes my speech. Are there any questions?
Yes. How many stages of cancer are there, and which stage is it not curable?
Well, there are 4 stages, and it can really be cured at any stage. It just depends on how fast the cancer is growing and where it has already spread to. Any more questions? Okay, thank you.